Welcome to my dad's podcast. It is called Up and Adam. Oh, and my mom's on it too.
Greetings, friends. We've turned 10. Stephanie, this is the 10th edition of the Up and Adam podcast with Stephanie.
Hello.
So happy birthday. Happy 10th birthday to you.
Thanks. We're getting old.
Did you think you'd make it to 10?
I was hoping.
To be fair, you've really done about 6.5. I mean, I think like 2 of them, like you probably didn't do much in, and 1 you got distracted because your phone went off halfway through. So it's probably like episode 6.5 for you.
You're supposed to be nice, remember?
I'm just, is that not nice? I thought I was just.
That could sound not nice.
I was just stating some facts. Well, so welcome in. We appreciate you for listening to the show this week. Sorry, no show last week. It was a holiday weekend. So we were otherwise engaged with some other activities. Stephanie, do you want to share a little bit about our past weekend, what we did, where we went? Keep the good folks updated on what's happening with ours.
Sure, we were busy. Let's see.
Can you do me a favor, not clear your throat?
Sorry.
I don't really care. I don't know how the people out there feel about it. So maybe we'll put that on the poll. Do you mind if Stephanie clears her throat into the microphone?
I'm sure they do not like it. On Saturday, we went to, where'd we go to? Santa Cruz. And we went to the redwood trees. And then we went to the famous boardwalk, if you've ever heard about it. It's like got all these roller coasters and stuff right on the ocean. It was very cold and windy. But it was nice. It was sunny. And then Sunday, we went wine tasting, which you're not going to believe this, but we've lived here for almost 3 years in wine country, and it was our first time going wine tasting.
How did you enjoy your wine tasting experience?
The wine was good. I didn't really like the lady. I don't know what she's called. What's that lady called? The lady who serves us the wine.
She was just mean.
Yeah, she was not nice, and she was in a hurry, and it was kind of like she was just like throwing the wine in her glass and leaving.
Yeah, she wasn't very friendly. Not that I wanted her to hang out and like talk to us about like all the wines. Not that I cared like what style of grape that was or how the wine master had fermented it and all that good jazz. But she certainly wasn't very friendly.
Yeah, but luckily the company we were with was. So we had a good time. And then we went to a brewery, which Adam's been begging me to go to a brewery. And so we did that.
Big brewery fan. Big brewery. What's not to like about you said that as if though there was some downsides to a brewery.
Well, I don't drink beer, so it's not really the place for me.
But
they had good nachos.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a mute.
Actually, and those nachos were not that great.
They were not.
I was hungry. You just said they had good nachos. You just lied to the people. You literally just said those nachos were great, and then you said they weren't that great.
Well, I just meant I had something to do there.
Eat?
Yes.
Wow.
And then let's see. Then Monday we went to Sacramento, Old Town Sacramento, and we went on a riverboat cruise, which I really liked that. And we walked around Sacramento a little bit. And then we saw the Sacramento airport because we dropped our friend off at the airport way too many hours early. Sorry, Kristen.
Yeah. Nice airport though.
Yeah, it was not so crowded.
No. What was the highlight of the trip? Anything from a highlight standpoint that you want to talk through?
I really liked the redwood trees.
The redwood trees. Okay. What did you like? They all seem the same to me. Am I wrong?
Some of them are the same, but then there are some that had a little bit of character to them.
Okay.
It was just crazy to think about, like what can grow and how big it can grow, and
that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. And then I also really liked the riverboat cruise and learning about Sacramento.
Yeah, a lot of good Sacramento knowledge was shared. We don't make it to Sacramento often, so probably not going to need that knowledge on a consistent basis. But it certainly was good knowledge. My favorite part of the trip was the ride down to the Redwood Forest and ultimately Santa Cruz. Took us down some pretty windy, tight roads. So your boy here was navigating, doing the driving
in a big truck.
In the truck. It was an interesting endeavor of driving down there for sure. My favorite part though is we're driving down the road. They have signs up to tell you like Animal Crossing, things like that. And we're just driving. It's a pretty quiet car at that point. I think we're like 2+ hours in. So we're all kind of kind of tired, still a little road fatigued, and in the back, all I hear from you is, "Oh, deer." and I thought something had happened. I thought maybe we hit something, maybe something, just happened on the road. And it turns out you were actually trying to tell us that there was a deer.
Yes, I couldn't get the words out fast enough. So
you just shouted out, "Oh dear," and that's pretty much all we got. And I didn't actually see a deer. I don't know if anybody else did.
There really was a deer, and there was 2 deers.
2 deers. Nobody saw them because you yelled, "Oh dear," and I don't think we had a chance to actually hear that.
I was trying to say, "Oh," and then I was trying to say, "Deer, deer, deer."
Yeah, but you didn't. You just said, "Oh dear."
Yes.
And then we went to the Santa Cruz situation. That was a bit of a hot mess. That was a bit of a fiasco. There's a lot of people there, though.
The Redwoods was fine. It was the boardwalk that was crazy.
A lot of people there. Yeah, a lot of people there. You guys went on some rickety roller coaster situation.
The Big Dipper, I think it's called. It was rickety.
It was rickety. I abstained from that. I don't fit in those things very well, so that's typically not my cup of tea.
It was fun, though.
I'm glad you had a good time. Then Aiden went into the ocean, and it was like 7 degrees, so he frolicked along the ocean. That was also fun. Mm-hmm. On the bright side, you missed most of that because you had to go get yourself some, I don't know what it was.
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake, that's it.
I didn't end up getting it.
No funnel cake, right. But you missed like 95 minutes of that while you had to wait in line for funnel cake. So you missed all that fun, too. That was good.
Yeah, and then our little one got sick the next day.
Yeah, so all in all, it was a really exciting weekend. So apologies for no new show. I'm sure the 17 of you out there were really curious as to what happened, but fret no longer. We're back. We have a whole new show planned today, and last time I should correct this because I did this once and it wasn't fair. Stephanie's done some research. We have graduated from a sticky note. I've got half a page of notes here. I've also got some weird number combination on the bottom. I'm not sure what that has to do with. I got a lot of doodling on the top here. Let me take a photo of these these notes while we're there, Stephanie. But it appears you did some. No, we're good. It appears you did some really solid research this week. Do you care to share? Well, I guess don't share.
Well, not only did I do my research, I did it days ahead of time.
Days in advance, which is great for a podcast because it really allows you to react to the current events when you do it days in advance.
But 3 days in advance.
3 days in advance. So if you're coming to us for anything that's happened since Thursday, we apologize. We don't have that for you, but we got you covered like Tuesday through Thursday here. So you can always turn to the Up and Adam podcast with Stephanie. We're your official home for news that happened days ago. So sit around and listen up. And enjoy yourself. We're going to come back right after this little musical interlude brought to you by our good friend at Lyrics and Loops on Instagram. He does all the music for the show. We'll come back with Stephanie's vaunted research right after this.
My dad tells my mom what's going on in the world. This should go well.
All right, we're back. News. Current events, things that are trending. A couple of things that are trending here in the house, just so everyone knows. One, our 6-year-old is like a Cocker Spaniel, and he needs food and water like every 7 minutes. So what you missed in that little musical interlude was that Stephanie had to go get him more food and water because, God forbid, he goes 7.5 minutes without food or water.
Yeah.
And luckily, she did it looking oh so stunning in her pajamas still. It's 1:30. Anyway, so Stephanie, let's start with the news. I'll let you go first. I see, again, with this research, I want to make sure we devote plenty of time to the topics that you want to discuss here. So you let me know the news topics. I'll respond, react as accordingly, and this will be a good time. So let's get the research working here. What do you got?
Is this because you didn't do your own research?
Do you not see a piece of paper here? I have 4 things. I can talk on these things for hours.
All right.
Don't even worry about me.
I just wanted
to bring it
sure.
here. What are you going to bring it here like I can't do the research? I'm all about the research.
All right. So one of the things that I was reading about, which I actually have like names and places and cities and stuff that usually I'm like, I don't know where and I don't know who, but
wait, what?
I know. Can you believe
Hold on.
it?
This just in. Stephanie's done some research.
I don't know if it's great research, but at least it's better than it was.
Okay, well, feel free to talk about it anytime now. We're filibustering here. Do you want me to play another sound or something? We're filibustering.
You tell me I don't talk enough.
Okay. I mean, we'll talk about something, though. Okay. I mean, you're just kind of like,
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay. So some of you might have seen that in Houston this past week, the Chicago Cubs player, Albert Almora Jr.
Wow. That's all correct. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He hit a foul ball by the third base line, and it accidentally hit a little 4-year-old girl in the head, and he was devastated. And I thought it was really sweet how upset he was. And he even went over towards in between the 8th and 9th inning and asked the security guard, like, do we have an update of what happened? And he was really upset. So my question to you, Adam, was, like, what would you do if you accidentally... The little girl ended up going to the hospital, but there's been no update on what
Well, it's because you
happened.
looked it up Thursday. I mean, has there been anything in the last
I
48
haven't
hours?
seen... I
Okay.
have looked... I tried to find...
Okay.
Do you know what happened?
I don't. I believe I heard she was stable, and that said security guard had told Albert Almora Jr. that seemed to be just precautionary that she was heading to the hospital, but her parents or family have not released any information.
So how would you feel if you were that baseball player?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be devastated, right? I've certainly, when you're there playing a game, you don't suspect that anyone's going to get hurt, particularly a fan, particularly a young fan. So I certainly can understand his devastation. Do you know more, or do you know anything about Albert Almora Jr.?
I know he has 2 children of his own.
He has 2 kids, so it probably touched him a little bit differently, obviously. And I've never seen it happen, but nor have I ever been close enough to understand this. But from what I understand, the sound of the ball hitting a person and that makes a really distinct noise that it's hard to kind of get out of your head, I assume, no pun intended. So certainly be devastated for for anybody to have to experience that, both the player and the little girl.
Well, and what I was reading was last August, a little girl got hit as well in the head, and 4 days later she passed away in the hospital. Not in the same stadium, but in a different stadium. And so how do you feel about, should there be netting all the way around?
Yeah.
Netting may not be the right word.
Netting is the right word. No,
Okay.
that's been a big topic. It seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. From what I understand, people just kind of react to not having like a clear view. But actually, literally have a baseball game on while we're taping this, and if you turn around, Stephanie, you'll see there's netting all behind home plate there. You can't really see that from the TV angle, and I imagine those people behind there. I think after a while, it kind of blends itself in that you don't even see that it's there. It seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't know why they wouldn't do it.
It's not even expensive. I don't think.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, but it's what, 2019?
Last I checked.
Okay, so I feel like they can probably find some netting that's maybe clear, isn't as obtrusive to people. And even if it is, who the heck cares?
If it saves lives.
Like, if it's going to save you from, like, you don't want to go to a sporting event and think that, okay, I'm going to have something catastrophic happen to me. Now, certainly these things, any number of things can happen in a sporting stadium, right? There could always be, fights. There could be, disorderly fans. There could be all kinds of weird things. So you're certainly taking a minor risk, when you head to a sporting event. But this is an avoidable one to me. I don't know why we wouldn't put the nets up.
Well, and last question. Do you think if there isn't nets, that there should be a rule that no children like under 12 can sit in specific areas?
No, because, yes. And, well, I don't want to say no offhand, like I don't care about the kids. But anybody can get hurt, right?
That's true.
Old person, young person, person not paying attention. Anybody can get hurt. So I don't know that, the kids zone there would curtail that, because then you just have a 40-year-old man get hit, or a 60-year-old man, or an 80-year-old lady, whatever that number would be. I don't see why I don't go to netting. I don't know why, like, I'm sure there's some reason someone's gonna yell at me, but hockey has like those plexiglass things all the way around, and I get maybe like they would break if a ball hits it, but like the hockey puck like hits that thing and people are slamming each other in the boards. Like, maybe make a clear wall situation, for the first part, and netting on the upper part or something. I don't know. There's got to be some creative way to do that. Here's the thing though, Stephanie, baseball is waning. I'm sure you did this research too.
I don't know where you're going. So
Are you familiar with like the TV numbers and the ratings and the attendance figures in baseball of late?
no.
So the research comes up short. So from an attention standpoint, baseball is falling well behind the other major sports, basketball, football.
That's because it's boring.
Soccer. Well, so it's boring, A.
It's long.
It's long, B. Do you have anything else, or do you want me to?
I think that's it.
Okay. And C, there's a lot of traditionalists in baseball. Do you know what a traditionalist is?
Well, they don't want things to change, so
Yeah, that's the definition of it, sure. So it's people who, baseball's been this way for like 100 years and no one wants to change it. They attempted putting in a pitch clock one year, so you had to throw the ball within a certain number of seconds. The hitter can't step out of the batter's box as much anymore, and so there's a lot of baseball purists who get upset that there's changes or tweaks to the game. And so I think with that, some of the the younger generation, the generation that doesn't watch TV anymore, the generation that watches everything on their phone, kind of instant gratification. Now. They're waning in interest in baseball, and so it's kind of a slippery slope. Like, so if I'm not interested to begin with, and it's not an exciting sport, and it's kind of old and outdated, and oh by the way, I might get hurt when I can go there. Feels like that's a bad recipe.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really enjoy going to baseball or watching it on TV.
No, I need to do something else while baseball's on, and literally there's nothing else on right now because the Warriors game isn't on until later tonight. So I have nothing else to watch. It's just something you put on in the background and you sort of keep yourself interested in. But you remember I was a big baseball fan. I think we initially met. I used to watch a ton of baseball, and I don't know, other than right now, I'm not sure the last time I actually watched a baseball game for any significant number of time. It's really kind of been removed from my
sports rotation.
Yeah, kind of replaced by soccer. Oddly enough, I never really thought I'd say that, but kind of replaced by soccer.
And I'm okay with that change in you, because baseball's not my thing.
And there's not a lot I need to change about myself. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I guess because you were perfect.
Not a lot I need to change about myself, but that's one change. I do feel good about that change.
I also like the change that you don't play video games as much or as long.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have time for that. With hosting 2 national podcasts, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have time for all that stuff. All the planning I got to do, all the recording I got to do. I mean, this stuff just doesn't come together. You wouldn't know about it, but it just doesn't like magically appear.
Plus, you have a real job.
I have one of those too. 2 kids and a Hawaii trip to pay for constantly. So, and I got to keep you, on your scholarship. So there's a lot of stuff to do around here. But all right, so that's a good story. I'm glad you shared that story. Hopefully, stay tuned here. We will be your exclusive home for updates on this, as much as Stephanie can do the research on what's happening there. So that's story number 1. Do you want to go to a second? Do you have more than one story?
I have one more story.
I see you have 1 and 2 listed.
Was I supposed to have 2?
Oh, whatever, however many you got, Stephanie. We're here for you. So whatever, you're on the show. I actually literally put your name on it.
Nice.
Reluctantly. So what else you got?
All right. So the next news article. In January, in Punta Cana, did I say that right?
I think so.
This lady.
Oh, here we go with this story.
I know.
Why do you pick like the most morbid stories?
I don't know.
Give me something funny. All right, go ahead. It's fine.
I guess. Sorry, I don't have funny ones. You didn't tell me that to do my research on.
So
should I skip this story?
No, this is great. But just let's just workshop this for a moment. So when we said, hey, let's do a podcast to entertain people, you and I are a lot different. I've got some interest. You've got other interest. I've got this. You've got that. I do this. You do that. And we should really showcase our differences. Now you're going to take us to a brutal, dangerous criminal. No, mine aren't really that. Well, mine's kind of funny, but go ahead. What do you got?
So in January in Punta Cana, this lady was at a resort with her husband and their family friends. And she went to go get a snack at night because the room service was closed for the night. And on her way, she got attacked and forced into a maintenance room. And she was like beat up and strangled and stuff for like 8 hours. And her husband finally got the hotel security after 3 tries to go and look for her. And they were able to find her. But she was really beat up and like her eye sockets were broken and she has nerve problems in her head and the pictures were brutal. But she tried to sue the hotel afterwards and her case went nowhere. So what I was thinking in my head was, well, it's not really the hotel's fault, I don't think. Unless, I know you go there thinking you're going to be safe, but they never found the person who did it. She says he was wearing a maintenance shirt and hat. But anybody could probably break in somewhere and get the maintenance shirt and hat. So I don't think Adam's listening to me anymore.
I heard the whole thing.
So I don't know. I don't know that I would have sued the hotel.
Luckily, I'm always prepared to react to these stories, good, bad, or indifferent. So your question is more so, should she not have sued the hotels that we're at with this? So, I don't
think it's the hotel's fault.
Well, how do you know that? I've got a lot of experience in this arena. maybe there are certain safety measures the hotel didn't take. Was it well lit? Were there cameras out there? Was there signage? Why was the maintenance room open? Shouldn't have been locked and secured. Why was that space even available? There's some meat on the bone there. I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be the, I don't know that I would say that's the, is it an inclusive resort, by the way? Is it gated? Is it fenced? Is it on a beach? What do you know?
It just said that it was like a fancy resort.
Fancy. So
I don't know.
If there's an expectation of security and you think you're going to this place and they're going to keep out the riffraff, if you will, then I can certainly see why this person would want to sue the hotel. I don't know. I don't want to get into the psychology of life here. I mean, I don't know that winning this lawsuit will or getting any sort of financial settlement will make her feel better about the disaster she's been through. But if there are some egregious things that took place, I mean, I support trying to right a wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And if that means a couple extra cash in her pocket, well, I don't think that's going to solve sort of the long-term stuff, but.
Well, she did change it. Not change it, but since her case didn't go anywhere, she's like, all I really want is everyone to know to be careful, like when they're on vacation and like not to take it lightly and think that you're safe. So this made me think about our upcoming trip. And I was like, I don't think I'm just going to let like Addison go to like the vending machine by herself, or like even me, I'm not going to go by myself. I think we just have to be careful. So
yeah,
it was a good safety reminder.
Good. So all of you listening, if you're out there, so is it just, what's the, like it's only vacation that these safety policies need to be in place, or is this just everyday life? What do you think?
Pretty much everyday
life. All right. So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on the Up and Adam podcast with Stephanie. Be safe out there.
Yeah. Like parking lots.
Parking lots.
They could be scary.
They could be scary. What are there? Do you have safety tips for the public out here, Stephanie? Can you give us some safety tips, some things that you should do? Let me get ready for this. These could be good. What safety tips do you have?
I always have my keys in my hand and my finger close to the alarm button.
That's a good one. Okay.
Okay. And I also try to always be aware of my surroundings and know who's walking behind me or to the side of me.
And the truth shall set you free.
Keep going.
And then I try and be aware when I'm like putting things in my car to make sure like nobody's also climbing in my car.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
So no one's climbing into your car?
Like nobody's sneaking into the doors. Okay, well, they're unlocked and I'm putting stuff in the trunk.
Sneaking into the doors, or doesn't okay. And I don't want to look at this.
I'm a little OCD. So.
I don't want to. This is not a laughing matter. This is not a joking matter. I don't want to make jokes about this because safety is certainly important. So
those are my tips.
Those are your tips. Okay, well, noted security expert and online teacher Stephanie here has got your safety tips prepared. This should be a segment every week now.
Stephanie safety
life tips with Stephanie. Do you have anything other life hacks? Life hacks with Stephanie.
No,
anything else?
I'll work on my
because we've got keep the finger near the alarm button. Okay, that's a good life hack. Keep the finger near the alarm button. Okay, that's a good life hack.
That's it.
I got 3 stories.
Oh boy.
I only did research in like 7 minutes, by the way, so you're welcome. Are you familiar, Stephanie? Last week you did 2 weeks ago, you did a bang up job with the spelling.
Yeah, bang
challenge.
up meaning I failed.
Well, I didn't want to say that because I'm being nice. But you must have missed your calling though, because the spelling bee was just this past week. Did you see the spelling bee?
I did not.
You didn't?
I think I read that like 8 people
well,
tied.
Now
or
you're
something?
just stealing my story. Yes, definitely. So here's what happened at the spelling bee. So these 16 finalists, and they go word after word after word, and they get down to 8 people, and so they all keep going through, and essentially they recognize that after like 16 rounds that they were running out of words.
Wow.
No words are left. We have no more words. And so basically it became like a countdown. And so at the end of that time, all of the kids had spelled correctly. And so for the first time ever, we had 8 champions crowned. So that would be an octo championship thing.
Wow.
Crowned as the spelling bee champion.
Yeah, our children wouldn't be.
Well, not even that. That's also true. But what are we doing here? Hey, why do we still do the spelling bee?
Well, I think it's more like tradition.
A lot of things are tradition. Baseball's tradition.
Super Bowl.
Super
Still
Bowl's
do
tradition.
that.
We still do it. Yeah, but there's one winner at the end of it. There's not 8. They're not like the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Packers, and the Rams all come out and win the Super Bowl. There's one team.
Maybe now that there was 8, this will be the last one.
I just don't understand why we still do the spelling bee. Like, what does that get you? I know you get some money. Obviously, I think you get $50K if you win the spelling bee.
Jeez Louise.
So yeah, obviously there's some financial stuff involved with it, but I don't understand why we still do the spelling bee. It just feels like something we can move on from.
I think it's a good thing.
How do we run out of words?
If they're going to practice and...
Why don't we go to like a lightning round? So what I would have done is line all 8 of these little preppies up here, and they all got the exact same word at the exact same time. And the first person to buzz in and spell it correctly is a winner. Like, let's just go Jeopardy style here. Why do we get all the time in the world? Can you use it in a sentence? I mean, it's just becoming a fiasco, the spelling bee thing. But we got 8 winners. How would you feel if you're like, hey, I won the spelling bee? It was like, you win 7 other people.
I think I'd be okay with it if I was getting.
Well, if you would have won the spelling bee, yes, I think you should be okay with it.
You're very bitter about the spelling bee.
I just don't understand why we do that. And I feel like it's, are we robbing these kids of their childhood because we're making them spell like pterodactyl in their spare time? Like, you're a well-respected, world-renowned educator. Like, are we robbing the kids of their childhood by making them go through these things?
I don't think so. I think it's better that they're doing that than watching YouTube.
Okay. Do you think that the children are going to be well-adjusted overall?
Maybe not, but they'll probably be in good careers and be pretty
we should
happy.
Research this. What becomes of spelling bee words winners?
Champions.
That's
yeah.
what I said. I hear some words here. I don't even know how to pronounce these. Some kid, 13-year-old, had bougainvillea. You got that one?
What's the word?
Bougainvillea. I think it's a flower.
B-O-O?
No, God, no.
B-O-U.
This one, I want to say you'd pronounce it a slot, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to use these words. It's just weird. I don't know why we do the spelling bee. It feels like it's outdated. Let's not do that anymore.
Okay.
Unless you want to put the kids in for it.
They'll be out in the first round. Actually, Addison has been out in every first round of spelling bees she's ever been in.
She can't spell?
She cannot spell to save her life.
I don't know where she gets that from.
She's very smart, though, just not spelling.
Interesting, funny story. Ironic story. Isn't it ironic? There is a high school principal. His name is Michael Comayu. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He's 47. He is the principal of the Holy Family Catholic School. That's in Louisiana if you're scoring at home.
Look at your research.
And this Principal Michael, whose last name I can't pronounce, he took the 7th and 8th grade kids on a field trip to Washington, D.C. See the Capitol, see the sights, a lot of history there. Seems like a really good place to go on a school field trip, right?
Yes.
Well, so Michael decided to have himself a good old time while he was there. And unfortunately, he got a little arrested.
For what?
Well, he was found wandering the streets. Intoxicated, with a dog, and
did he bring the dog on the trip?
Unknown, and he had just left a gentleman's club, Stephanie.
Well, he was on a school field trip.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, this was at night. The children.
And this was a Catholic.
Holy Family Catholic School. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
To be clear, the children weren't with him, as far as I know. This was after hours, off hours. I'm sure the kiddies were tucked into their bed somewhere.
I'm pretty sure you're still supposed to be on the same grounds as the kids, though.
Well, what's unclear is if he's the only chaperone. I don't know. Maybe there's multiple chaperones, and so maybe they're rotating chaperone nights to go out and see the sights.
I'm pretty sure there's still a no drinking policy when you're on a field trip.
I can't confirm that. I do feel like there's a no strip club policy, though. That's probably one that's in there. And so he got arrested, and he has now resigned his position as principal. So an unfortunate weekend for Michael Comayu, the principal of Holy Family Catholic School in Louisiana.
Yeah, that was not good choice making.
No, not good choice making. I assume you would want this individual reprimanded if he were the principal of a school where your children attended?
As long as he resigned, I wouldn't care. But as long as he didn't have the children with him as well. But if it was technically his off time to be watching the kids. I mean, the kids weren't harmed.
No.
But just don't let them be around my children anymore.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that makes some sense, right? I mean, now to be fair, there was never an indication that he was at work, in an normal state. So
but I think some more investigating should be done. Like, I just hope that he wasn't. Maybe he's an alcoholic and he was drinking at work.
Well, I mean, we'll do that thing now where anytime anyone gets arrested for something, now they're an alcoholic, they're a sex addict, they're addicted to pills. We do this thing every time now, so I'm sure he's going to come out with all of his. And I don't want to marginalize folks who have challenges and issues in their life. Certainly, it's. I hope everyone gets. Gets well. You okay over there? By the way, you got a big yawn. I mean, it's 2 PM there. You're still in pajamas. You gonna be okay? We're boring you with this story? Okay. So good for him. And then the last one, Stephanie, the NBA Finals are going on. Let's talk sports for a second. You already brought some sports into the conversation. Let's talk sports.
I know. Look at me. I'm so proud. I brought
Golden
my sports
State and Toronto. Game 1 to Toronto pretty handily, actually. Golden State did not play their best, Stephanie. Game 2 is Sunday night, this very night that we're recording. Give me your predictions for tonight's game. Give me a breakdown of what you think is going to happen.
Remind me again, are they playing at Toronto tonight?
Yeah, I'll remind you. They're playing in Toronto. Yeah. That's in Canada.
I think that the Warriors are going to win today.
Okay.
Durant is not playing today,
Durant will not play tonight. Yes, that still has that calf injury.
Yeah. I still think they're going to play. They're going to win.
They are going to play. That's for sure.
I meant they're going to win. I don't know that they're going to win the whole series, though. Although I really want them to.
So you don't know that they're going to win the whole series. Well, why don't you think? Well, if they're going to take a game on the road, right? And then the next 2 are in Oakland, and then it flip flops between the cities for the final 3 games. So you think they're going to win a road game, but that means they're going to lose multiple games at home. Then you think?
I don't know. I think it's going to go down to 7 games, though.
Okay. And Toronto's going to come out on top.
I don't know. Does Toronto have any players hurt?
Kawhi Leonard, are you familiar with him? He's playing, although there are some thought that he is not 100% healthy. He may have a quad injury.
Those aren't good.
They're not great, no. But he played game 1. He played well, obviously, and Toronto got the victory.
Oh, it'll be interesting tonight. I think if Golden State does not win tonight, I think they have a chance of not winning the whole thing for sure.
Well, why do you think that?
Because they'll be down 2.
Well, I mean, the way these things work, Stephanie, if I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second with your sports takes here. You're technically speaking, you're supposed to lose on the road. That's the way this is designed, right? So that's why home court advantage is always a plus, because you get 1 extra game at home, and the thinking is always that you should win your home games, right? So in theory, if Golden State were to lose tonight, all that would have happened is they would have just lost the 2 games they were supposed to lose anyway.
I don't know. I think the Warriors might be pretty tired because a lot of them played all the way to the finals last year. Last year.
Yeah. Well,
and how many years in a row have they made it to the finals?
I was going to say, do you want to talk about that? So this is your number 5.
I mean, so they have literally had 5 long seasons.
Yes.
Curry's been with them all time.
Curry has been with them that time.
Poor guy has barely had any time off.
Poor guy. I mean, is he going to be okay? Well,
He's
he was
just
injured.
making $20 million a year.
40. He was injured for part of the season, so he didn't play all 82 regular season games. But yes, so the core of that team, so that would be Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston. They've been there, I think, the only 5 I can think of off the top of my head that have been there for all 5 of those runs. So sure, those guys might be a little sleepy.
Yeah, their bodies are probably tired.
They're probably a little worn down, sure, a little wear and tear. That's for sure. Well, since you asked, I think here's what I would say. So Toronto won game 1 on the back of 32 points by Pascal Siakam. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Exactly. And, and such great moments as Fred VanVleet hitting a jump shot off the wrong foot off the backboard as the buzzer expired. And here's the thing, Steph. If that's going to happen, then yeah, Golden State's going to lose. But does anybody think that's going to keep happening every game?
No.
Do you think Pascal Siakam is going to...
jump off the wrong foot and hit the backboard?
No, that was Fred VanVleet. Let's get it straight. Pascal Siakam he was all over the place. He played well. He was fluid, cutting to the hoop. But Golden State does this. They look disinterested at times, and they don't look like they're prepared to play. And then, they come out the next game, and, Curry goes for 40, and Thompson goes for 37 and Draymond's all over the place. And before you know it, they win one on the road, which then would mean they stole home court advantage.
Right. Which would help.
It doesn't hurt, no. So your prediction is the Golden State victory here in Game 2.
And if they win tonight, I think they could win the whole thing.
So now we've changed our minds. So
No, I said if they don't win tonight.
Okay, so it's all on tonight for you. Golden State win equals championship.
Yes.
Golden State loss equals no championship.
Correct.
All right, well, you heard it here first, friends. So that's how we're going to... so watch along with us tonight. And by us, I mean me, because I'm sure Stephanie will be doing something asinine in the house. And check back next week. So you'll have had Game 2 is Sunday night. I think Games 3 and 4... And probably even Game 3 and 4 should be played by the time we next record. So we'll keep you updated on that. So stay tuned. A lot of good stuff we owe you guys. A lot of good stuff we owe you. A lot of good stuff.
This is supposed to be the fun part of the show. I doubt that.
All right, here's the sort of the bonus, you never know what's going to happen segment of the show, where we maybe have a guest, although no one wants to come on and talk to us, or we just do something different. So I've got a couple of things stuff we can get to, to sort of fill this block of time here.
Hold on. You're always asking me the questions. This week it's my turn to ask you some silly things.
Wow, that was terrible acting. Go ahead. What do you got, Stephanie? What do you
wasn't
have?
acting.
Are you sure? Okay. All right. Well, I'm so surprised to hear this, Stephanie. What do you have that you want to ask me?
So we're going to turn this around this week.
It's turned around. Okay. You wouldn't know about it. All right, here we go.
All right. So there are things that men can say to women, but there's also a bunch of things that guys should never say to their wife or their girlfriend.
So there are things men can say, but there are things men shouldn't say. Okay, I follow.
To their wife or their girlfriend.
To their wife or their girlfriend.
So I want you to guess what you think a few of those are.
How many do I have? How many choices?
There's 21.
21 things.
I don't want you to guess
men
all 21.
should never say. Well, I don't know that I could. I need to ask some clarifiers. So these are just things
that are going to make women mad.
Well, just outright statements. Are these response to questions? Like, is this?
It's more like
because I would never come up to you and say something, but if you asked me a question, I might respond. So is this all these and these all count?
Yeah, it's more like
okay.
Either you're annoyed and you say something, or you're arguing.
So these are things I would say to you.
Yes.
Okay. Probably first thing is something about you not looking good on an outfit. So like, does this thing look good on me, kind of thing? Like I should never say no, it doesn't. Right.
You shouldn't say that dress makes you look a little on the curvy side.
Okay. I like that. That's well said, though. Okay. So,
or is that what you're wearing? Which I hear from you a lot.
Well, so that's just a clarifier. Like, because sometimes, I should have saved this for my pet peeve later in the show. I might just reuse this. I have this giant pet peeve, and I know you do not understand it. I am super, annoyed, embarrassed. I don't really know. I'm not sure the word to use. I hate when we go out wearing the exact same thing. So like when you come out and you have like a gray sweatshirt on and a pair of jeans, and I walk out and I have a gray sweatshirt on and a pair of jeans, I go change.
Yeah.
I do not want to be dressed the same as you. And it's not because you don't look nice in your clothing and whatever. I just feel like people are going to look at us like, why did those two idiots come dressed as each other?
So you don't want to be that old couple that is dressed the same?
I don't. No, I sure don't. And so sometimes I ask, are you wearing that? Because I don't know if here's what you do. You come downstairs, like you go upstairs and get ready, you change, then you're walking around, then you disappear and you come back down a whole different outfit. And I'm like, I thought you were wearing something else. I didn't like the way the blah, blah, blah looked, right? So sometimes I'm just like, is that what you're wearing? Just so I can go upstairs and get my gear on, and that way we don't look the same. So I have a reason for that one. This is good. I won that one.
You did not win that one.
I won that one. I won that one. I won it. Nothing.
But there was also 2 days ago when you came home from work and I had a shirt on and you were like, I don't like that shirt.
Oh, no. That is not what happened. What happened was, here's a little trick. I'm going to let you guys in a little trick out there. All I said to you was, is that shirt new? And you said, no, I've had it for a while, but this is the shirt that I think you and Addison both don't like. And I went, huh. I didn't say yes.
You said, yeah, I don't like it.
I don't think that's, run the tape.
Do you like that shirt, Adam?
I actually don't. No, I don't. But that doesn't mean that, okay, so I have to guess the next one.
Yeah.
So anything about, does that one count as anything about somebody's weight?
There is one about, let me find it. Something about maybe you should go to the gym.
Okay, yeah. So that's another one. You should never say anything about weights or anything along those lines.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you should go to the gym. Yes. So that I guess you got that one.
Okay.
You want your little check mark?
No, I mean I know what I'm wanting. Man, I feel like you should never say something about another woman that this person knows, particularly about their looks or attractiveness. So you should never say something like, oh, your sister's cute, or so-and-so's wife is really attractive. Like anything along those lines are completely off limits.
All right, you're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say like, yeah, she's sexy, like about your
family show.
Yeah, about her wife, like your wife's friend or somebody walking by, even.
Sure.
And let's see. Do you have another one?
Well, it's so again, this is where it gets tough. Like for you personally, like you get very offended if I reference anything about your working, and so your work schedule, things like that. So I'm not sure if that's one that's in there, but something about the amount of work somebody does or whatever that might be.
Yes, you call it fake work.
Fake work.
But on here, and I guess it kind of goes with this, but you should never say you are so lazy.
There you go. Well, yeah. Yeah, okay. I can say that one. I think this is just you. I feel like if there's ever a disagreement, you have a tendency to get more worked up than I do. So sometimes if I tell you to calm down or relax, things like that, you don't take well to those. So I'm not sure if that's on there.
That is definitely on here.
Okay.
You should never say relax.
Okay.
Calm down.
Right.
What was the other one?
There you go. But sometimes that's the truth. Like I don't see why.
You'll get over it, or you'll say get over it.
I say that?
You have before.
Was I wrong?
And I don't know why you're getting all emotional. I think you got like 4 on here just from that one.
So hold on. I'm sorry, just so I can be clear. Are you indicating or referencing that I do all of those things, or are you just talking about a generalized list of things that people might do?
You're the one saying them. I'm just telling you if they're on the list, and I might comment if you do say that.
Am I being accused of any of those? I want to make sure I'm clear.
Oh, you've definitely told me to relax before.
What's wrong with being? So I don't understand why that's a bad thing, though.
And like
you've never told me to relax.
You've told me to calm down.
You've never told me to calm down.
I don't think so. You don't really.
It's fair.
You're never really.
That's not.
There's very few times that you're really like.
Yeah. I'm mild mannered.
When he's upset, he's actually quieter and calmer, and that's when you know you're in trouble.
Yeah. I just get more sarcastic.
Or don't talk at all.
When I'm angry, yeah.
Which, to go to the very last one on here, it is don't say anything at all. When you don't say anything
Wait, hold on. So this list is things you shouldn't say to your wife or girlfriend, and one of them is not saying anything. What's wrong with you people? See, this is why
if you're fighting,
this is
not
why
talking.
you all have problems, because one of the things that you dislike the most and you shouldn't say is when someone doesn't talk to you. Like, you won that one. You won that round then. If we're not talking to you, you would think that would be a win.
Not really, because it's nothing solved. Because you haven't talked.
Well, it probably wasn't a real problem to begin with.
See, that's the problem.
That's the first thing. It probably was some sort of a fake, made up problem. But okay.
And yes, women are just a little crazy.
Are we done? You put the phone down. We're done guessing, or do you want to let the audience?
Do you have more?
I mean, I could keep guessing. Why don't you tell the audience some of the ones I didn't say that's on that list, and we can think through here.
Because I'm sure
that's how this podcasting works. Like they're not actually looking at the phone with you, so they're not sure what's on there. So we have to tell them right now. So why don't you tell them what else is on there?
Okay. Are you done getting ready yet? You do say
that's a good one. Yeah.
It takes me forever to get ready.
It does. I don't understand sometimes what you're in the bathroom for hours. Sometimes I don't get it.
I'm nothing compared to most women. I don't have the fake eyelashes.
I'm not arguing
or
that.
the fake nails. Hey.
Wow. What do you?
Those take time.
Wow. I didn't call on everybody out. That was Stephanie who said that. Stephanie.
Yeah. Is it that time of the month again?
Yeah, that's a fair one.
Again,
that's just for planning purposes.
This is saying like she's cranky and she's
or
emotional.
It just could be. But see, again, the male perspective of it, saying that to your wife or girlfriend could just be for planning purposes.
I agree.
There you go.
But that's not what this was. One was for.
Again, that's why these are wrong.
And you have mentioned this before, but in a different way.
Yeah.
You're a spitting image of your mother. You've said that I act like her.
Yeah, I mean, looks, no. I mean, I don't reference it in that respect. Sure. I mean, there are always common traits that are passed down from generation to generation, and sometimes people share those traits. I'm sure there are traits that I have from family members of mine. And so, yeah, I mean, you take that as a negative. I don't know.
All right, next up.
Sounds like a you problem.
Are we having a fight after this show?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Are you really going to eat that?
Well, you eat some weird crap, man. So, yeah, that's probably true. All right, I'm going to let everyone a little secret here.
Oh,
Everyone,
boy.
just me and you talking, people. Ready? Nothing makes me want to just turns my stomach more than my dear wife here. We will go. Well, you do it for a bunch of things, but this is the one that gets me the most. We'll go get a nice submarine sandwich, a nice sub. Stephanie prefers roast beef, ham, that kind of stuff, but she's typically a roast beef gal. We'll get this nice roast beef sub home. She gets a little lettuce on there. She gets some tomatoes, but she always takes them off. I don't understand why that is, by the way.
No, it's the lettuce I take off.
Well, she gets the lettuce on there and she takes it off. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you'll turn. And what do I see in her hand?
Ketchup.
A giant bottle of ketchup. And she's just squirting that thing all over the roast beef. And doesn't stop there, friends. Steak also somehow gets ketchup.
Okay, steak and roast beef are beef, just like hamburgers. People put ketchup on their hamburgers.
We're putting this one on the poll, Stephanie, because I don't think anybody out there is pro ketchup on the steak. There's if you're out there, if you can hear the sound of my voice and you are pro ketchup on your steak,
help me out.
Do me a couple favors. I don't know where you live, but just go walk into the ocean because I don't know what to do with you people.
We're having steak for dinner.
I know we are. And if you put ketchup on that thing, this is why, hopefully, there's beer in the fridge, right? So that should be okay. But this is why, yeah. So I will ask you, are you going to eat that? Because there are some things that I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that one doesn't bother me.
Oh, nothing bothers you. The thing that bothers you, you don't get to sleep. Here's the other thing that you eat. The other day, you had our dessert choices in life are completely misaligned. The other day, we'd had it. Put your hand down.
We did a show on this one already.
That eating challenge, and you came out with something with this, and there's like walnuts on it and an apple fritter. I don't know what you're doing there. You need help. So yes, I do ask you if you're going to eat that because typically you eat some of the most odd things I know.
Yes. And last few ones. Are you pregnant? Which luckily we don't have to worry about that one.
We're all set there. But to be fair, can I ask a question on that one real quick though? So, like, what's a general? Well, so this is of your girlfriend and wife, right? Mm-hmm. But or
wife, not and. You shouldn't have both.
Shit happens. What are you gonna do though? Like, there are certainly people out there that sometimes you don't know if they're pregnant and you're not sure, but you want to ask, but you don't know. So, like, you should just avoid that altogether.
Yes.
Okay.
Until they bring it up.
Okay.
The house is getting messy, don't you think? Now, you don't exactly say it that way, but you will say, like, the house is a disaster, or I don't remember exactly what you say, but you do talk about the house being messy.
Yeah. Well, only because you are purported to be the most clean and organized person anybody knows, right? So I'm always aghast when I get in the house and there's chaos around because you would have everyone believe that you're all put together and you've got everything clean and you got Clorox wipes with you at the ready, that our house would be a pristine environment, not to mention the 65.2 million Legos in our playroom.
The Legos I just gave up on.
There you go.
Last one. How come you don't wear things like that for me?
I mean, sometimes I want you to, be comfortable. Be cozy, and I'm just curious. I mean, I see a lot of different fashion styles out there, and I think a man's just curious, like, oh, you never wear those, and I wonder why. That's all.
So do you think that list is correct, or men should be able to say those things?
So I think that list is completely slanted to the one side. I feel like I've done a good job of counter arguments here. There are reasons to ask those questions that don't mean what you think they mean. I think there's legitimate reasons to ask, like, is that what you're wearing? Not because, again, I don't like it, just because I want to understand so I know what I should wear. Or sometimes if you're wearing pants and I'm like, oh, is it cold outside? So I'm like, is that what you're wearing? Because if you have pants on, that might indicate it's cold. And if I have shorts on, I can go change. I think there's plausible reasons why these questions should be asked. Now, there are a few that are on there that I understand. You know, again, you shouldn't comment on a friend's looks. That's never going to get anywhere positive. Well, here's the thing. So would you agree that you female types also are prone of to set us men types up?
I think some women are. I don't think I am.
Well, it's because you're asleep half time. But let me give you an example. So if we're walking down the street, which doesn't happen very often, by the way, but if let's say we're walking down the street, we're in Old Town Sacramento, right? Just the two of us just strolling down 1930 Sacramento, and an attractive lady walks by, and you go, oh, man, that girl's really pretty. Like, that's a setup. Like, I can't respond to that.
Yeah. But honestly, if I said that, I would actually want to know your true opinion.
Or if you're like, oh man, that girl looks really good in that, or I really like the outfit that girl has on. If there's any sort of a question that's about another person, that's a setup. You can't answer that question.
You need to be careful with
So,
your answer.
I mean, again, I think that you women blow this stuff way out of proportion. And I feel like those questions, some of those statements, well, sure, if I walked up to you out of nowhere, was like, dude, look at that chick over there. Certainly, you should be upset about that. But if you're like, hey, is that, did you think that so-and-so's attractive? Like, it's a setup. So it's really your problem, not mine.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm glad we went through that. So now we're going to go through, remember we did this last week. These are getting to know you type questions, 1 through 69, no pun intended. Pick a number, Stephanie. I'm going to ask you a question on this list, and then we both have to respond to it. So this is kind of a getting to know you, understanding what you think about, what makes you tick, all that good stuff. What do you got?
Let's go with
You already did number 7 and number 41, if that helps.
27.
What's the best type of cheese?
Cheddar. Cheddar is my favorite.
You put cheddar on a lot of stuff.
I do. I'm a little addicted to cheese, and I've tried to really cut back lately. It's not on my eggs anymore.
Wow. I truth be told, can't stand cheddar cheese. There's
terrible.
actually more cheese I don't like than cheese I do like, probably.
I only think you like American and provolone.
I do like American, do like provolone. I'm cool with like pepper jack,
Ooh.
Swiss.
I'm okay with
Not much taste, but like gorgonzola, brie, blue cheese,
Gross.
Munster. Like, get that stuff out of here. I'm probably American cheese guy. White, probably more yellow than white American cheese guy.
Yeah, I don't like white American.
But like our kids, like you buy a brick of cheese from the store and they eat it like an apple. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, like Addison
How'd that
has
happen?
cheese with every meal. Like slices
I know.
of
I live here.
cheese.
We're talking like cheese cubes. Like Aiden loves like the shredded cheese. He just puts it in a bowl and eats that thing like it's cereal. How did that happen? By the way,
cheese sticks. I don't know.
Did you turn it on one day and they were just in the kitchen with a handful of cheese? Like,
I don't know if it's because they don't drink milk that they like crave that dairy. I don't know. I know people are gonna be like, "What? Your kids don't drink milk?" Aiden's allergic to milk, and Addison's just never been a fan of it.
I think they'd be more like trying to draw the parallel between I don't drink milk, so let me have all the cheese. That's just you got there circuitously. I'm not sure if that would be accurate or not. That's probably what they're going to be more stuck on, not the fact that they don't.
Milk people can't believe that my kids don't drink at least a glass of milk a day. And
really?
We only have skim milk in our house or almond/coconut milk.
No, we have almond because I asked you for coconut and you always buy almond milk, by the way. So.
I don't know how I keep doing that.
I know how you keep doing that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up. I guess I grew up drinking milk, but I don't. When's the last time I had a glass of milk? I don't even know.
But there are people who tell me like their kids aren't allowed to like leave the table unless they've drank their glass of milk in the morning. And I'm like, wow. Yeeks. I don't know if that makes me a bad parent because I don't make my kids. I'm sure there's other stuff that makes me a bad parent. But
well, let's talk about those real quick. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because I'm kind of co-parenting here with you. I don't have a reaction to not having the milk. People really drink a glass of milk a day.
Yeah, and like I don't know, it kind of grosses me out.
Yeah, I mean it's not good. Is there still health benefits to milk? I know back in the day, you and I were growing up, we were told to drink milk for healthy bones. Are we still doing that?
They still say it's for healthy bones, but you can get it from any dairy.
Isn't it funny how that stuff works? Like when you're growing up, there's all these things that you're supposed to do. And then like as time passes, you realize you're not supposed to do those things overall. That's not like how that's supposed to work. Like, you know,
Research comes out and it
10 years
changes.
ago, it was like to diet, you should eat rice cakes all day long. And now it's like rice cakes are nothing but empty carbs and sugar. Don't eat rice cakes. It's just funny how that stuff works, you know? Don't swim 30 minutes after you've eaten, and there's really no research that says you can't do that kind of stuff. Like all these old things. How do these things happen?
Yeah, somebody, I guess, important says them, and then people listen.
Gotcha. So we're already running long, Stephanie. We're getting close to an hour. I'm not sure if we're keeping the audience here. We do have one last segment left here. I've already kind of given mine, so maybe we'll just combine this here. Maybe I'll just pause and put the sounder in right about now.
Something is annoying my dad. What else is new?
And then I've already done mine. So mine would be that nothing is more annoying to me than when I come downstairs and we are wearing the exact same outfit. And I don't understand why you don't like. I see people that are out and like, I don't want to be like that cute couple. Not that we are by any stretch, by the way. But that's just not me.
And it totally does not bother me to have the same colors on as you.
Well, colors are one, like if you're wearing like, you know, like blue jeans and I have on like blue slacks, we wouldn't be matching, by the way, but I would feel okay with that. But if I have on jeans and you have on jeans and I have on a gray sweater and you have a gray sweater on, we got a problem. And here's the challenge. The only thing that really stinks about this is you own like 37 gray sweaters. That's literally all you wear. So literally, like, I just can't. I have one gray. I might as well just burn that one gray sweater I have. Let's just get rid of that thing.
I don't have
When's the donation
grays.
cycle coming around here?
I have
free
3.
gray sweater. Hit me up. It's a large. It's got a hood. Got some strings on it.
You look good in that shirt.
I look good in a lot of shirts, but yeah, I guess that one's for free.
No.
Yes. What do you have your pet peeves then, by the way? So this is where we're at with that. So the thing that annoyed you this week, you know, by the way, again, you know, 2:35 on a Sunday, pajamas still looking good on you over there. What's the thing this week that just got to you?
Let's clarify. My pajamas are a gray V-neck shirt and workout shorts.
Are you wearing a sweater right now?
And I have a sweater on.
What color is it? What color is it?
It's gray.
Oh. Huh.
Anyways.
Well, look at that.
And workout shorts. So I'm not like in pajamas. Anyways.
I just hate to do this. I'm sorry. Did you or did you not wear that to bed last night?
I did.
All right, there we are. So you've had that on now for over 20 hours. Okay, fair. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, and some people are going to be mad at me and not agree with me on my annoyance.
Oh no! Hold on. I need a sounder for this. You're about to say something scandalous, or what is this going to be?
I think people are not going to agree with my annoyance.
They're not going to agree with your annoyance. Okay. Why not? Like
because they
tease
probably
us a
do
little
it themselves.
Oh, so you're about to anger some people, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you find your sounder?
There's a lot of options here. I'm going to filibuster for a second. There's a lot of options here. I'm not sure which one I want to go at here. I can't seem to find the one I want here. So let's just you know.
I am super duper cereal.
You're super cereal. All right, go ahead.
All right. So I was at the grocery store this past week, and I'm always in a hurry, basically because I just have a lot to do. And sorry, there goes the clearance.
Yeah, no, have at it. Hope you guys all enjoyed that.
So it was crowded, and I was in line behind somebody who had a lot of things. I also had a lot of things in my cart, and the person has coupons. I'm totally okay with coupons. I'm not going to be upset with you if you have coupons. But then they also wanted a rain check for something that was on sale that was not available anymore. So then I'm kind of like a little bit annoyed because I'm like, who cares? You're only saving like 50 cents. Like,
Come on!
Yeah.
You don't really need a rain check. And then she goes to hand the lady her phone because she had like coupons on the grocery store app. And the lady was like, oh, we did this whole thing wrong. We have to redo everything. So she had to void the whole thing, take everything out of the cart, and scan everything.
Boo. Just terrible.
And then at the very end, she paid for that. And then she wanted to buy something else separately. So this whole transaction took forever. And I was so annoyed because she probably only saved like $3 total, maybe $3.50 with the rain check.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah.
And I know I probably just waste money, but I'm like, I don't have time to be.
Probably.
I don't have time to be worrying about all that. Like, if that happened to me, I would have just told the lady, don't worry about it. Just bring it up.
Ring it up.
But the lady in front of me obviously did not do that. So I was just annoyed. And that was my annoyance of the week.
So your annoyance of the week is coupons? Or is it just inept people at the checkout counter? Because could it be a little bit of both? I agree with you on the inept thing. I've done this one before too. Nothing's more annoying to me than when you get to the end of the counter and the lady's got all the stuff and you're ringing it up and then they're like, okay, ma'am, that'll be $32.75, and the person has like no form of payment ready. Like, where's my wallet? Or they're getting something out. Like, you knew it was going to end, right? Like, you know how this deal works. You get up here, they ring it, you pay for it. Like, it hasn't changed in, I don't know, like 9,000 years, and you weren't prepared for this somehow. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think my annoyance was more like, and this isn't really fair, but like all the extra time it took just to save a few dollars. To me, like, time is money. So
your time is definitely money, yeah. So you're shaming couponers.
Well, if you can coupon efficiently, totally okay with okay with
The
it.
truth shall set you free.
Efficient couponing, like we're doing there.
I'm okay with that. But,
Don't they have apps for that these days?
well, that was the thing. She was trying to use the app, and she didn't do it right or something.
So
She was supposed to put everything like in her cart or something. I don't know, her online cart, and she didn't. So that's why they had to void the whole thing and then put everything in her online cart and then take everything out of the real shopping cart and rescan it all. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Gotcha. All right. So be warned, if you're in the grocery store in the local Northern California area and you find a 5'3" lady with a gray sweater on at all times behind you in line, I repeat, do not use those coupons.
Or just be efficient couponer.
Exactly.
This show is almost over. Great. Now I have to talk to my parents.
All right, that's going to wrap up episode 10. Again, we turned 10 today, so yay. We want to sincerely thank everyone for listening to this show. Hopefully you enjoy listening as much as we kind of enjoy doing it. We're going to try to keep doing these each week. If you can do us a favor, Stephanie, what should they do for us?
Rate us and write a review.
Rate us and write a review. Very good.
And share with their friends.
Share with your friends. All those things are going to be great. So it's easy. However you consume your podcast, because we're on a lot of different platforms. Stephanie, can you tell the audience the platforms we're on?
Apple, Spotify.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I got.
Apple, Spotify. You can. We're on radio.com now. I added us to radio.com. Google Play if you're there as well. Podchaser if that's your thing. We also post the links. You can get us directly through the direct site here at Libsyn. That's our podcast platform. You can listen through all of those different means and measures. All of them certainly have a rating and reviews situation worked up for us. So find that. Give us a rating. You can do usually 1 to 5 stars. Stephanie, what number are we looking for?
5,
and
course.
There it is. We need the 5s. So a 5-star rating and review. And look, you're probably asking yourself, why does this help? So the more ratings you have, the more stars you have, the more promotion that your show gets on some of these platforms. We have currently 0 on our platform, so we need promotion, people. We need help. Help us.
Yes, please.
Because I'm a one-man band over here.
I'm only half a band member.
There we are. And that's exactly why I need your help. So subscribe, rate, review. Find us on all the social media platforms. Make sure you like our page on Facebook, Up and Out Podcast. Make sure you find us on Instagram, Up and Out Podcast as well. And give us good comments, like our stuff, look at our posts, tell friends. It'll all be good. We'll all be happy if you do that, right, Stephanie?
Yes.
All right, so do that for us, and we'll keep making these just fantastic episodes for you. Say goodbye, Stephanie.
Bye.